Thank you for downloading the Flixters podcast. On this week's episode,
Malcolm X, all of them, they had pressures of some sort or another. When you get to a certain level where you're seen, as an icon, you got a lot of pressure behind you because you're there in the forefront. You're in people's, you're not in the back of the shadows hiding or anything. So when people see you,
and do you know what? This film, I didn't see it coming. That's why I called it hidden gem at first. But it's on nationwide release. It's not hidden. It's there for Oscar nomination. This film is so good, man. I kind of enjoyed it more than I enjoyed One Night in Miami. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this film came out of the blue for me. The main character came out of nowhere.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of TheFlixters, ladies and gentlemen. Please do not adjust your sets, your headphones or anything. You're going to be hearing 3 voices on this week's episode. So
got the male version of SWV, yeah?
SWV. Oh my gosh. Right here.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So listen, Emmanuel, thank you for joining us on another episode. It's been a while. What you been up to, mate?
Well, I've been baking. I've been all sorts, man. I've been learning a new language as well.
What new language? Huh? What new language now? Dothraki.
What?
Klingon. What language is this?
Japanese.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, you go.
Damn, arigato.
Yeah. Arigato.
From Kill Bill.
That's all we know. That's all we know, man. How bad is that? So listen, yeah, man. Thanks for joining us on another episode. And for people who don't know, Emmanuel's been listener since day one. He's supported the show and always given us insights and always kind of nudging us to speak about this particular movie and always kind of sending us trailers and stuff like that. So we love that, and we love it when you come and join us on the show, Emmanuel. So man, thanks for doing this.
How many times has he been on the show now? Like 6-7 times?
I think probably more than that.
Oh, yeah.
8, I'd probably say. Probably, yeah. So listen, so brilliant. So we're going to get on with the show. And Deval, as always, you're looking mighty fine in your Thor t-shirt.
Right.
No, put them away, man. Put them away. All right, okay. So now, folks, we're going to start off with some shout outs. So, Devaldo, please tell us about these brilliant people who've been hitting us on Insta.
No, we really, really appreciate all the shout outs. Like Amar said at the beginning, anyone that listens to the show and follows us and gives us input and contributions, we love. So the first shout out goes to struggle_reviews.tv. And she's got a really, really good channel on YouTube. And she reviews lots of shows and movies just like us. Really great, quirky personality. Go check out her channel on YouTube. Also, next shout out goes to, I've got to shout you out. You're right here, innit? Emmanuel, you. Yeah, didn't it? Never done a shout out and you're here.
That is brilliant.
But I think you was talking about, was it the Schneider cut?
Oh, yeah.
It's saying that
everyone was talking about the Schneider cut. Who wasn't?
Exactly, the Schneider cut. I think you mentioned that you want to see Jon Stewart or Raven or John Constantine in the next
or something.
Yeah.
John Stewart.
And people are saying that Denzel Washington's son could be the next Jon Stewart. Like he's the Green
Lantern. Yeah, because after what was it? Tenet. There was an interview, wasn't there, or something?
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's the character he said that he would love to play. And we've spoken about this before. I think they will. Warner Brothers will bring the Green Lantern onto the big screen. So it's just a matter of time. But yeah, man, Jon Stewart. That will be a great inroad in there for the whole thing. Deval, who else are we shouting out?
Next shout out goes to Joey_NW91. And he gave us some really good comments actually, but again about the Schneider cut and just about how he really liked it. Also likes our episode as well. I think it's a new listener and a new follower to the Flixters podcast. But you know what?
Woohoo.
Joey_NW91. And I always say people's full Instagram handles. He's actually one half of another podcast, and it's called The Realist Debates. Yeah, the realist debates. Go and follow them. They're on YouTube. There's some really, really good conversations. I've listened to a few of the podcasts. They've talked about football. They've talked about Megan and what's his name? Megan and
Harry.
I forgot his name. Megan and Harry.
He's insignificant, isn't it, when it comes to Megan, yeah?
Exactly. And they've talked about just their lives, just their journeys through lives and stuff like that. So it's really, really thoughtful debates they've got. So go and check out the realist debates on YouTube. Next shout out goes to the one and only Zakharov. Every single week, Zakharov has given us feedback. Yeah, he knows his stuff, man. Giving us hidden gems and all sorts. So Zakharov, I know you're cooking right now. He usually listens to the podcast while he's cooking. So I hope you got more flavor today. You got Emmanuel here today. So let's see what kind of cooking that you can get out of it today. Next shout out goes to Cloud Watcher Uno, the most eclectic arrangement of music you'll ever find on a podcast. Yeah, his podcast every week. They look so slick. This guy's a professional when it comes to the slickness of a podcast. So go check out Cloud Watcher Uno's podcast. And again, he was talking about there's the Schneider cut, like most people this week. King Solani, she loves DC. She's really into her DC. Go check out her page, King Solani. She's a really cool character. And the last shout out goes to K James HL. He was in the show a couple of weeks ago, out with his guns. He's the one that likes Fast and Furious. He hates Star Wars and he hates sci-fi. But he said he's ready to come back on the show and talk when Fast and Furious 9 comes out. So yeah, that's
definitely.
Nice one. Those are the shout outs.
Great shout outs, guys. And remember, keep in touch with us on Instagram, on Facebook, and get in touch with us. Let us know what you're watching or what you're thinking about watching, whether if you hate a movie. We're happy to speak about that as well. All right, okay, so Devaldo, let's get on to movie news and let's speak about Zatanna. I think this is the second time we're going to mention this character. So tell us about this.
Pretty sure Emmanuel knows this character, but Zatanna is she's like a magical magician-y type character, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
She's got like magic.
She's a magician.
Yeah, so she's like a Doctor Strange, but on a less level, yeah? So
do you remember Defenders of the Earth?
Defenders
man. Defenders
she's
of
like
the Earth.
female version of the magician in Defenders of the Earth.
Oh, like Mandrake.
Yeah, Mandrake.
Oh gosh, man.
Defenders of the Earth.
Yes.
I love that.
So basically DC have got the great writer Emerald Fennell. Look at the name, Emerald.
Yep.
How can he be
What
born
a
in
name.
someone's... Yeah, you're Emerald. That's your gem. Maybe, do you know what? And I'm sure Emerald films will come out on the Hidden Gem soon. Emerald Fennell wrote A Promising Young Woman. That film, remember we reviewed it a few weeks ago. That film was gangster. And it's so poignant in the times we live in when there's lots of, not just aggression, but violence and abuse against women. And in A Promising Young Woman, there's a lady who goes out and gets her own back, literally on all those men that are like dickheads, basically. So she's now being picked to write the Zatanna movie. So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out.
That's great. I mean, nothing more to say on that one. We'll just have to wait and see how this all pans out. But interesting character. Next up, okay. We mentioned, I'm not sure if you heard last week's episode, Emmanuel, but we spoke about Black Adam. Or was it last week or the week before that? I can't remember. But we've already spoken about Black Adam. We know that the movie's obviously, they're working on it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's putting his heart and soul into this movie. He's getting ready. But they came out with some casting news, and ex-James Bond Pierce Brosnan has been cast as Dr. Fate in the Black Adam movie. So for people who don't know, Dr. Fate is kind of like old school Justice Society of America, man. This is one of the... is he one of the founding members of the JSA?
I believe so, I believe so. But again, if anyone knows any more, let us know.
Yeah, so this is the precursor to the Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're the old school cats. Yeah, so this is an old school cat. And Dr. Fate, well, listen, the name's in the title. He's got the power to... look into the future? Power, man. I'm sure you know as well. I mean, this guy, he's a deep guy. His actual name is Kent. So Kent Nelson is one of his names. Has got a few names that he's had in the past. But this guy, he looks like Doctor Strange. Basically, he's a Doctor Strange. Maybe Doctor Strange was a rip-off of him. I don't know who came. I think he came first in 1940.
I think
Yeah,
Dr. Fate came first.
in
Yeah,
1940.
he's one of the
Dr.
oldest, I
Fate,
think.
he's taken different identities, hasn't he? So
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, his power is just to name a few. He's a master of magic. So there you go. You can see Marvel ripped off the Sorcery Supreme. Superhuman strength, telekinesis, flight, telepathy, psychokinesis, teleportation, all kinds of mad shit that someone like Mystic Meg was trying to be like back in the day. All
Mystic
those,
Meg. Oh my gosh.
all those people that
Can't believe you pulled that one out.
name Dr. Fate alone. I mean, you know what? Say no more. This guy's gangster. So if Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, who had one of the hottest Bond chicks, Hailey Berry, if he
man.
Fate in with The Rock and all the others, let's see how this turns out. But should be interesting. Should be interesting to see. And let's see how powerful they make him on screen, because we all know that in the comics and cartoons, people have a lot more power, but in movies they've got to make it realistic, isn't it? Otherwise, it's not fair.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Emmanuel?
But I reckon he's going to basically. He might be significant in small parts of the movie, rather than having a big major part. Because as his name is, Dr. Fate. So when it comes to like a fork in the road on the storyline, I reckon he might make an appearance.
Interesting.
But it's got to be all about The Rock. The Rock's the main guy in the movie, so
it's his vehicle,
he's got to
man.
be him. Really, he's got to be the main dude, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe Dr. Fate, they kind of, maybe the movie's, it's set in the 30s or 40s or whenever Dr. Fate was, back when the JSA was there, and he kind of has a premonition or something about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Do you reckon he might be narrate? He might be the narrator's voice. Because Black Adam came. He's got history. What, Egyptian history as well in there?
Black Adam, he's back in the Egyptian times, time ago.
And Dr. Fate probably comes. I think he dates back as well to that time as well.
Yeah, he can. I think he can even dip into different multiverses. He astral projection, all kinds of shit, immortality, all kinds of shit. Doctor Strange does. This guy does. So who knows what time he's really from?
Nobody does it better. That's a James Bond song. I hope you guys got that.
Yeah, of course.
We got it.
Come on now.
Okay, sorry. All right, now come on. Let's speak about Keanu Reeves. This guy, man, he's everyone's favorite actor. He's had a resurgence over the last 5-6 years. He's had a resurgence. John Wick, he's done brilliant in John Wick. He's appeared in some comedy movies and stuff. He's done some horror as well, I think. But yeah, so Berserker, the comic. What's going on with this?
This is the comic. I'll be honest, I had no idea what this comic was. But yeah, Berserker is a comic that Keanu Reeves himself has been involved in producing. This guy's got his hands in all kinds of pies. But yeah, this is looking like it's being greenlit for an actual live action film on Netflix, and also an anime series. Oh, Emmanuel's going to.
That's where the name came. Yeah, I was about to ask whether is this the anime Berserk.
Yeah. So it's like two in one. So he's going to get anime and also live action. Keanu Reeves, I get the feeling. I mean, he does I don't know him personally, but from what I've seen, I know he does like and respect sort of Japanese culture and stuff like that.
Yep.
Done. What's the movie?
47 Ronin.
He's done that.
Yeah,
he directed another film that was like martial arts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. I got to find out. But yeah, I know he's all up in it. So yeah, so I know anime, he loves that. But yeah, for the live action Berserker, this guy he's got mad powers. He's strong. He's just like, if you see him, he looks like
he's gonna have to hit the gym.
Was that
to play that role? He's gonna have to hit the gym to play that role.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
Berserk, he's
in good shape. He's in good shape already. But I know he'll do all right. But yeah, this guy, he's got what kind of powers he's got? He's just super strength and shit.
Fight skills, man.
Yeah, he's just one of them guys that you just don't mess with in a dark alley or a light one. So,
all right. So we know that he's doing Berserker and stuff. But what's happening with John Wick? Is that still? Are we going to see any more John Wick movies?
Yeah. So at the moment, what is it? Principal photography is due to begin in June for John Wick Chapter 4. They were going to basically do John Wick 4 and 5 together, but because of the whole COVID debacle, this is just basically it's fucked everything over, and so they're hitting it with John Wick 4, Chapter 4 first, and shelving Chapter 5 till much later on. So yeah, another movie that's getting pushed back. But at the moment, we don't know really much about the storyline, apart from there's talks about expanding with Ballerina spin-off and the Star's pre-sequel series, The Continental. So
I heard about that one.
Seems as though there's going to be 2 spin-offs of the John Wick.
That sounds like that's a heavy name. Continental.
I know, man. So the John Wick universe basically is expanding. They want to kind of do. They're trying to do a Marvel, right? They kind of like expand it off and spin-offs and things like that. So, and it's a popular franchise, guys. Come on, man. Those movies they do really, really well. So yeah, we'll kind of we'll look out for that one. So Deval or Emmanuel, tell us about Randy McKinnon. Who's Randy McKinnon and what is Static Shock?
Static Shock. So everyone has.
Isn't that when you rub your hands together on a balloon or something? you rub your feet on the floor and then you touch someone.
Well, recently it came out that Randy McKinnon has been tapped to write for Michael B. Jordan. So back in October, we heard about Michael B. Jordan talk about him wanting to direct or produce a movie called Static Shock. Do you remember there was an animation? There was a cartoon with the same name. Was it back in the 90s? And basically, it's a superhero character, but part of. Wait, is it part? I think I'm pretty sure he's part of DC. And yeah, he basically can produce electricity and manipulate electromagnetic fields and whatnot. So
it sounds like Magneto.
Yeah, or Electro.
No, he's not. He's not like Magneto, but he's more. Jeez. He basically can manipulate electricity. So he's like a human electric eel.
Black Lightning.
So Static Shock, some people may have heard of him, but he's not a junior version. He's not like a younger version of Black Lightning. He's not like when Black Lightning was young. Some people get that confused, but they're 2 separate characters, both with the electrical, with the ability to manipulate electricity and generate electricity.
I wouldn't mind that these days. Imagine your electric bill would be low, you know. Your electric bill would be low.
Just plug in, stick your finger in.
Up. Every year they're just putting up your charges. I wouldn't mind a friend like that. Oh, wait, charge me up. Charge me up.
Oh my gosh, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, so I mean, Randy McKinnon, this is potentially basically a bigger project, because what they're looking at is similar to the John Wick that we mentioned, is making this more of a bigger universe. Right. So a cinematic universe focused on Black superheroes. Okay. So we with Michael B. Jordan's production, he's getting on board, Randy McKinnon, a Black writer, to write for Black characters. He's not going to be working with Dwayne McDuffie, who was the original writer of the animated episodes of Static Shock. But he is getting. There is going to be some big guns on this project. So we got the writer, I think, Reginald Hudlin. He basically wrote House Party.
Yeah, exactly. He's behind loads of big movies, man.
Yeah, Boomerang. Yeah, as well. So this is going to be big. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, let's hope so. All right. Okay. Now, early days, but Angel Manuel Soto. Who the hell is this guy and what's going on with Transformers? Now, listen, before you guys mention anything about Transformers, let me just say one thing. Was it Bumblebee? Yeah,
Bumblebee, yeah. the yellow
That
car.
I had
That was
a
alright.
brilliant time
Yeah.
watching that movie. And I was just like, I was so surprised about that movie because obviously Transformers for me, man,
Mm.
you know, I was really excited about the first one, and then afterwards they kind of just went, you know, they just tumbled. They just
Yeah,
tumbled
so-
away from me, like, you know. But then when Bumblebee came along, I was like, yes, bring me more of that. So tell me what's going on with the new Transformers movie, man. What we saying?
like you said, it's been almost it's been over 2 years now since the last Transformers movie.
Mm.
So yeah, it's still early days, but there's plans in motion for Paramount to basically revisit the Transformers franchise. And Angel Manuel Soto is set to direct the new installments. So though there is no plot details as yet, and it's still yet to be revealed, him and Marco Ramirez, co-writer of the Netflix Defenders and series and Daredevil. We all loved Daredevil. I mean, I personally
That
did.
was heavy.
Daredevil.
We love it, man.
Heavy.
Yes,
We love it.
co-wrote that. Yeah, he
Oh, there you
co-wrote
go.
that. So and Defenders, and so they'll be working together on basically hashing out what's going to be the next installment for Transformers. I mean, it will be like the second blockbuster movie that Angel's has been tapped to work on, because he's also, and I think Deval mentioned this on a previous podcast, that he's also tapped to basically produce the Blue Beetle movie for Warner Brothers. So that's going to be 2 movies basically, and it's still early days. So as soon as we hear about castings and whatnot, more news, then we'll let you guys know.
I'm sure every time you said angel, I was thinking Angel.
Angel, say Angel, man. We got our Latin American listeners, man. They're gonna get upset. Deval knows our Latin and our Latin American listener. I'm going to get a message from someone in like Chile or someone saying, "Listen, you get your pronunciation right, okay?" So Deval knows this stuff. But listen, I want to speak about. I want to speak about another franchise. Wow, this like movie news is like overtaken by franchises now. Resident Evil, Deval, man, how many movies are there in the Resident Evil franchise?
It's too many, man. Resident Evil. It's like, man, I mean, how many times can you kill these zombies and they keep coming back? How many times?
Or is it 7? Or is that the game? Or am I thinking about
the game keeps coming? There's a new Resident Evil game coming out in I think it's June. It's called Village. I think it's called. It looks heavy. It looks really good for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, they're going to be great games.
Yeah, really good game, but I can't play them games. It's too scary. I stopped at Resident Evil 1 when the dog. This is a 1990. When was it? 1993, I think it was, or 1994. I can't remember. I played it. I had to play it with my sister and my brother, like supervising me because I couldn't play it alone. And there was a scene where you're walking down the corridor and the dog jumps out the wall, and it scared me. And I stopped playing. I never played it again since. Never in my life played it again.
Trust me, man. Those games.
Yeah, so this will be the 7th then.
Oh my gosh, 7.
Yeah. So
what's going on? Let's. What's the news? There's going to be a new one, right? So what's going on?
The news is, Mila Jovovich, she done really good. I know we're kind of taking a piss out of it, but she done really good in being consistent in Resident Evil movies from 2002 up until I think 2017. I think it was
recently.
And so the new sort of rebuffed version is going to be called Welcome to Raccoon City. It's going to be the name of the new movie to sort of spit it out and get it out, and that's going to be coming out. It's said 2021, later on in the year, but again, it might be delayed. We don't know, but it looks interesting. Raccoon City is the famous city from when the T virus. Is it the T virus? Yeah, the T virus kind of it's kind of got released and all kinds of shit happened and all these monsters and people. I like Jill Valentine though; she's nice. Oh, she can stay. And Wesker, that man's around, and all these other cats are around. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if they're gonna, bring new characters in or not. But yeah, that's coming out soon. That's it. Move on.
That's coming out soon. And we've said it before on the show, right? Like when you have like a zombie movie, people will go out and watch it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Zombie movies, 40% more chance of getting your script greenlit. I mean, people love zombies. It's mad.
There you go.
We should write one.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, Emmanuel, come on, man, write a zombie with 3 guys on a podcast. They get infected and they turn into
3
zombies.
guys trapped in a studio.
Oh,
And
zombies trying to get in.
yeah.
Oh, mate.
And all they want is just a microphone. They want to,
You know?
all right, okay, we're going to end off movie news, folks. Now, this is interesting. So, you remember, okay, we've spoken about this a lot. Well, we spoke about it maybe about 3 episodes ago. WandaVision, Evan Peters, he appeared on WandaVision, and we all thought this was going to be the link into the, X-Men universe and, the MC universe, but that didn't happen. So it shattered loads of people's wet dreams. But Evan Peters, he's like, to be honest with you, I haven't seen him in much. Have you guys seen him in anything else apart from X-Men movies?
You know, it's funny you say that because, Evan Peters and Aaron Taylor-Johnson, they together were in Kick-Ass. They were in Kick-Ass together. And it's mad how two Quicksilvers were in the same film back in the day. This was in 2000 and shit. That's not a year.
2000 and shit. Yeah.
No.
That's a good bit of trivia, actually.
Yeah, they were both in the same film. They were best buddies in that film, both the Quicksilvers. But yeah, he's been in American something with a kind of robber bank.
American Horror Story.
He's been in that, yeah. But there was another film, American something with a robber bank, and he's been in a few other films. But yeah, I've not seen him in many.
Right. All right. Well, listen, you're going to be seeing a bit more of him because he's been
American
cast.
Animals.
American Animals, that's the one. Yeah, sorry, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, you're going to be seeing more of him, and we'll probably be speaking about it on the show. But he's been cast as, check this out, and we love serial killers on this podcast, folks, by the way. Jeffrey Dahmer, who is, how do we put this? I mean, he
sick.
loved a good meal, put it that way. He loved to eat people, and Evan Peters is being cast as Jeffrey Dahmer, and it's being directed. This thing is going to be directed by Ryan Murphy.
Who's that? Ryan Murphy.
He's the guy behind Nip Tuck. He's the guy behind Ratchet, Nurse Ratchet, American Horror Story.
Oh, there you go. Say no more, because obviously he was on that show as well, wasn't he? As Emmanuel just said. Okay. But you know what? Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer's a sick guy, man. He used to kill a lot of brothers. You know that. He used to kill a lot of brothers, yeah. So if he popped into this, you might be all right, man. Me and Emmanuel, we're finished. We're finished. He might let you go. And me and Emmanuel, whoo!
That is hilarious.
Honestly,
oh my gosh.
Back in I think it was the 80s and stuff. He is sick. He used to experiment on people as
Nasty.
well. Inject shit into their brain to see if they can stay alive and all kinds of shit. They found heads in his freezer and all. He's a sick dude. He's a sick guy.
Yeah.
Like Target Brothers.
He was known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well, listen, if they're going to do it, I hope they do it like properly. I mean, like they get down to the nitty gritty of why and how and, what sauce
Well, they do it properly.
used. Like,
You want them to, make it graphic as well, the way, we actually see the bludgeoning and everything.
yeah, man. I like, listen, I
balance,
want to, yeah, obviously, because you can't obviously have like, there's got to be kind of artistic balance and stuff like that. But I want it to be realistic. It can't be just something like, they start talking about it off screen. I want to see a bit of it so that I get an idea of it.
And I'm saying balance as well. You got to balance, obviously, the story, the him as an evil person, but also the victims, and you can't make him to be out to be like a rock star and stuff like that. And because he did kill people, like he ruined enough families. So as much as they want to show and try and understand the craziness behind his mind and why he did it, there's also got to be some kind of,
they got to balance it, not to glamorize it too much.
That's the word I'm looking for. That's the word. Yeah, exactly. So,
absolutely.
I mean, we all are interested in the psychology behind these crazy people to find out why they did. But I guess we'll never know, really. Yeah, interesting to see how he portrays that character.
Yeah, and if you go online, there's kind of like a, well, you'll see the similarity. You can see I reckon he'll be a good like Jeffrey Dahmer actually. So so we'll see what happens with that one, and we'll keep you posted. All right, on to Boxset Watchlist, and we've got a couple of things that we want to speak about. So the first thing is Your Honor. So Deval, take this one away.
Yeah, I'll whiz through this now because I know we're kind of getting halfway through the show. Just before we get into this, I just want to say again we're going to give away a prize this week. Let us know what your box set is that you're watching at the moment. Let us know what it is, and let us know on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and we'll send you a Rakuten movie voucher so you can watch a movie in the comfort of your own home. So really quick, easy way to win the prize this week. So yeah,
when you said that, it made me think of Cadbury's cream eggs. I don't know why. I like to binge on my box sets. You know,
you're a binger. But this week, box set watch list. Your Honor, I'll just quickly mention it. Your Honor is gangster, really gangster show. Watched it in I think 3 days. There's 10 episodes. It stars Bryan Cranston as a lawyer. That's why it's called Your Honor. He's a lawyer. He's not a lawyer, sorry. He's a judge. He's a judge.
Judge, right? Yeah.
And his son is involved in. I'm not going to spoil it. His son is involved in something that once it happens, it f's up everything, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And he's a judge. He's meant to be held in high esteem. He's meant to be a pillar in a society that holds up the law. A judge, not just a lawyer, but a judge. He's the one that judges the lawyers, and he does shit that he shouldn't do. His character is very reminiscent of Walter White in Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
He reminds me of Breaking Bad so much in this series. This show, easily for me, it's like an 8.5 out of 10. Really good show. On Showtime.
My spider senses are tingling, and all I can sense is a web of lies coming in this show.
Yeah, trust me, a whole web of lies.
Because he's got to try and get his son out of the hole that he's dug himself into.
Justice. You can't balance good and bad.
My job and my personal.
Exactly. Trust me.
I love
really
it.
Good show. But yeah, we'll whiz on to the next because of time, I know. But try and watch Your Honor, guys.
Overruled. Just have to get that one in there. All right. Okay. Yeah. Objection, Your Honor. All right. Okay. Let's kind of spend just a couple of minutes just doing this. So no, actually, Emmanuel, have you been watching Falcon and the Winter? Are you going to binge watch it? And what
I'm going to binge watch it.
All right. Okay. So we won't say too much.
I hate people like you.
Listen, I was like, I gotta say, I'm like Emmanuel. I do that, but for WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man, I'm on it. I'm there, man. As soon as they release that episode, I'm there. So, listen, second episode, it's entitled "The Star Spangled Man." Is it man or
man?
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
And this episode, all I'm gonna say is, Emmanuel, this episode, it changes the whole MCU in a huge way because they introduce another character. That's all I'm saying. They introduce another character, and that character is...
Have I seen him before? Him or her before?
Nope.
No, but if you read about, if you're deeply, into the comics, you probably might have kind of read about him. And that's all I'm going to say. So they've introduced a new character, and this episode was finally seeing Bucky and Sam join. We're seeing them team up finally.
Yeah. One good thing in this episode that I like, and I think you kind of mentioned it before, Emmanuel, when you mentioned Black Lightning. And I've always thought to myself, why is it always black superheroes have to be called black something? In this episode,
Yes.
Falcon and Winter Soldier are walking down the street, just normally walking down the street, and they're having a little conversation. And Falcon says to Winter Soldier, "Oh, you went to Wakanda for a little bit, and now who do you think you are, the White Panther?" And he's like, "No, well, I'm actually the White Wolf." And then some kids see Falcon and say, "Oh, look, it's the Black Falcon." And he's like, No, it's just Falcon. They're like, Black Falcon. He said, no, it's just Falcon. Why must there be a black attached to it? He said, what should I call you, Black Kid? And the kid's like, and it's like, I always think
that's point.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
It's a valid point, though.
They bring it up, and then something else happens in the film that also emphasizes, the blackness of him, of Falcon, and what that means in America. I'm not going to spoil it, but for me that was the best touch of the whole episode. I like that. That's a real touch.
And it exactly, like I said, and I said this to you last week. They're touching on stuff, which is relevant to now, but in this whole, superhero universe, and that is deep. That's brilliant on so many different levels. So yeah, if you haven't seen the second episode, go out and watch it. Obviously, Emmanuel, you're going to catch up with it, but I think you're going to have a good time. And we're introduced to like other characters as well, Devado, which is pushing the story forward. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
And so we'll leave it at that one. Just keep watching it. And Devado, next up we're doing new trailers. So we've got to speak about this. I think we mentioned this before, right?
I think you might have mentioned it before. Yeah, Invincible. Have you seen this yet, Emmanuel? Or
no, I don't think so.
Amal, have you?
No.
You know what? No, I'm savouring this one. But
I won't spoil it too much. Amazon have released the first 3 episodes so far, which I really liked. Each episode is 45 minutes long. It's good.
Is it? And this is
I
animation.
watched it in the same day. And it's really good. It stars Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead. It's got Zazie Beetz. It's got J.K. I always want to say J.K. Rowling, but it's not. It's J.K.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. Who plays what's his name in Spider-Man?
J.J. Jonah.
Yeah, was in Whiplash. Great actor. It's got what's her name from Killing Eve?
Yes.
What's her name? You know what I'm talking about. She used to be in ER.
Sandra
Ho.
Oh.
That's it.
Sandra Oh.
Pronounced O. Sorry. Okay.
Sandra Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sandra. She's really good.
She's great. And there's loads of Walking Dead. Walking Dead actors in there.
The comic is written by Kirkman and some others that are involved in other TV shows and Walking Dead. So there's a few. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's people in this that come over from the Walking Dead. But this is a great show. It's good to see. I've never seen a lead superhero or many lead actually roles played by an Asian character in an American show, and where the actual animation is also Asian as well, and you see some of the sort of the characteristics from the person like Michelle, Sandra. You know why? 'Cause I'm always thinking of Michelle
Yeoh.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I got her in my head, but it's not her. It's Sandra Oh from Killing Eve. Yeah, so she plays one of the characters as well, and you can see it's her. That animation cuts across. They drew her basically as they drew Stephen Yeun. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good show. It's on Amazon. It's superheroes. It's an 18. It's rated R. It's 18. 18, not even 15. 18.
And how many of those do you get to watch?
Exactly, and it's bloody, man. It's like The Boys, but animation. It is really good.
Is it?
And it's some really good like social stuff in it, and it's really good comedy. You know what? I can't.
It sounds like America is trying to make their own manga or anime industry going on.
This is really, honestly, really good. But yeah, I'll say no more. I'll say no more. I don't want to spoil it too much. But yeah, try and watch that, guys, on Amazon.
Exactly. No, it's definitely on the watch list. And the next trailer that we're going to speak about, well, listen, we've been waiting for this for a while. And so The Suicide Squad, the trailer hit just the other day. Yep. And it's already racked up millions of hits on there. And this is going to be brilliant. At first, I wasn't too kind of keen on the idea, but then I thought to myself, this is James Gunn. He's going to bring the ruckus to this type of a movie, and he's going to bring comedy. He's going to bring action, and he's going to bring all that sort of stuff that we want to see with these characters. But yeah, man. So Harley Quinn's back in it. Rick Flag's back in it. You've got Boomerang's back in it. You've got Sharkman's back in it. Who else, man?
Sharkman.
No, Sharkman isn't back in it. It was Killer Croc was the animal.
Sorry, Killer Croc. That's it. Yeah, Killer Croc.
Replace a croc with a shark this time.
Yeah.
You got Idris Elba playing Bloodsport, Peacemaker, John Cena. Just the King Shark is voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, he's in the voice.
I didn't even realize
and
that.
My favorite character from this previous Suicide Squad, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. For me, she was the best character. But you both seen. What do you think, Emmanuel? Do you think it's going to be decent?
You know what? I'm gonna hold my reservations because it's DC.
Okay. But
if it's
DC with
animation,
James Gunn. It's
then
DC with James Gunn.
What's that?
DC with James Gunn. That's a different kind of
Yeah.
DC.
I know. The fact that James Gunn has come on board wants me to get excited about it.
Mm.
But because it's DC and it's motion, you know what I mean? It's film rather than animation. That's what makes me want to hold back.
Okay.
Don't jump. Yeah.
That's a good thing though, because at least you won't be so disappointed. Either way, you might have a good time. So that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have a good time. I think I'm going to like this. It's got the kind of the DNA of exactly. It's got the DNA of Guardians behind it, and I think I'm going to have a great time. And one thing that I just read
because of Margot Robbie as well.
Oh, you like her? Yeah,
man, she's great.
I think she pulls off Harley Quinn really well.
Oh, she's perfect for it.
She made me laugh in the first one when she about the voices in their head.
Yeah,
No
one can play her
she's
now.
Great.
That's her person. Like
that's her role.
Yeah, I mean
exactly.
You know, Robert Downey Jr.
and the thing is, I was reading something interesting. This is within the DC EU universe. I thought it was going to be like a separate, like Joker, how the Joker is something separate. No, this is in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's
Go
coming
check
out in
it out.
August the 6th on HBO Max and cinemas, and also you can catch the trailer on the Flixters YouTube channel as well.
And there's one other reason why I will definitely go and see this is because after watching the Schneider cut, both of them are executive producers, aren't they? On Suicide Squad 2.
I'm not sure. Are they? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Cool.
That's interesting. All right. Well, listen. Yeah, go check if you haven't seen those trailers. Go check out Invincible. Well, you can actually just binge watch that now. And no, actually, no. You said Devout. It was only the first 3 episodes, right?
First 3. That's right. Yeah.
First 3 episodes. All right. So first 3 episodes of Invincible, and go check out the trailer and get in touch with us. Let us know, King Solani. Like, if you're listening, are you eager to watch?
Oh yeah.
The Suicide Squad. I mean, get in touch with us. Let us know what you
Yeah,
think.
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. All right, okay. Let's do a quick anniversary corner movie. And this this is an interesting one, Deval, that you picked out. And it's a great movie. A bit of a connection to the Suicide Squad. And this is The Pursuit of Happyness. This is from 2006, starring Will Smith. Will Smith starred in the first Suicide Squad. Why couldn't he come back to do the new one, the James Gunn one?
I think he was too busy having these red top table conversation. And also because it's coming out in August, and August is not a good month for him. So
wants to avoid all entanglements.
August ain't a good month for him, so he's going in hiding.
Yeah, man.
Just so
he's hiding. But yeah, The Pursuit of Happyness. This is the movie that he got nominated for an Oscar for this one. It stars Jaden Smith, his son.
Yeah.
And just the story, man, is based on a true story.
Yeah.
Amazing, brilliant.
The title itself, it's about a struggling salesman who takes custody of his son, and he tries to change his life and better his life. They sleep in the car, they wash in the toilets, public toilets, and all kinds of stuff. And like they go from he's struggling and that hard work and never giving up. And the title itself, you could literally tattoo to every person on earth, and everyone would want to believe in that statement, and everyone's striving for that in whatever way it looks for each person, And Sandy Newton's in this as well. She's another person, that for me is quite underrated, and also for some reason she doesn't age. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what it is with her. In 2004, The Chronicles of Riddick, and I like that film, really good film. And she looks the same now. 2004, 17 years
Good
ago.
surgeon.
Why does she look the same now? What's going
Good
on?
Surgeon.
Pardon?
It's crazy.
Good
Amazing.
surgeon.
And what was this? What's the TV show on HBO that she's in?
Oh, I don't know. Is it HBO TV
the
show?
one where they're robots.
Oh, sorry, Humans. No, not Humans. Sorry. Westworld. She's good in that.
She's in that. She's really good in that one as well. Yeah. Brilliant.
Goes into Japanese. They've got different shows like westerns and this and that, and hers she gets sentience, isn't it? Or consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. And she goes into the Japanese world, and she's gangster.
Really, really great.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so she's in this as well.
Yeah.
And the title, "The Pursuit of Happiness," I think is a quote, or I think is like a president, an ex-president. He kind of made it kind of like, or he declared it as one of the kind of things in America, the pursuit of happiness. And but yeah, man, really deep movie. It earned Will Smith an Oscar nomination, and I can't remember the other movies that came out that year. But I thought he was absolutely brilliant in it. And in the end, the hard work pays off. He finds his success. He finds that the thing, the American dream, what he was looking for. And there's a brilliant message in there.
Exactly. Hope we can all find our happiness, isn't it?
Man, listen, guys, I'm happy right now.
There you
Doing
go.
this podcast with you guys. There you go, man.
go.
This is the pursuit of my
Man.
happiness.
Tug on the heartstrings there, innit?
All right. Well, listen. So we're bringing you one movie for our anniversary corner, folks. So, and this leads us nicely into the movie that we're going to speak about, the main movie. And this is A One Night in Miami. Now, we've spoken about this briefly on the show, and we said I think I mentioned it, that there's when the trailer first came out, I saw the trailer and I was like, man, this movie looks deep. It's kind of like a fictionalized night in Miami with 4 real life characters.
Yeah.
Cassius Clay, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Malcolm X. And if you know anything about your history, about American history, you know that these guys are kind of
Major
trailblazers. Yeah, like icons.
Pioneers.
They've pushed, like, the struggle. They've kind of fought and died for their causes, basically. In the case of Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, which I only when I was doing kind of like research after watching the movie, was he murdered, or he was shot in a hotel room afterwards, which is crazy.
There's a documentary about that on Netflix at the moment.
Is
actually.
it?
Yeah.
Isn't there something as well? Some sort of thing about the space in which they all died. It seems to be like, I think it was like every 5 years, or they died an equal number apart. Something like five or something years apart.
That's mad. Yeah, directed by Regina King and Regina King, sorry. And this is her directorial debut. She's brilliant. I love her. Yeah. She's been in loads of stuff. Watchmen, she was in recently.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
The Leftovers, she was in that. She's really good in that one. She was in. Do you remember the American football movie with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Any Given Sunday or something, or no?
No, Jerry Maguire.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she plays his wife in that one, and finally, she's getting kind of like the recognition that she deserves. She won an award. She won an Oscar as well, didn't she?
I believe so. I know she was in If Beale Street Could Talk. She was in Ray, which had a smaller part in that, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Oscar might have been for. Was it an Emmy you're thinking about, or was it an actual Oscar?
Oh, maybe it was an Emmy. Maybe it was an Emmy. Yeah. I mean, listen, she's an award-winning actor, and this is a directorial debut. And it's
it is Oscar. Yeah, best performance in a supporting role in If Beale Street Could Talk, 2018.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So she's getting obviously the recognition that she deserves, and this just kind of is going to cement her as a leading force in filmmaking and acting. And this is written by a guy called Kent Powers, and this is based on a play.
I'm not surprised. It felt like a play, actually.
It felt like a play, right? It felt like a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you know one thing, guys, I just want to quickly mention this. Malcolm X, the guy who plays Malcolm X, that guy's a British guy.
Are you serious?
Oh,
is it?
Yeah, yeah.
This guy's from Barnet. He's just down the road from you, man.
He's down the road from me.
He's down the road from you, Duval, man. Seriously, right? And this guy, man, when you see him do his Malcolm X, right, he's really, really good, really powerful. And so it's kind of like this fictionalized night in the life of these real life people. And it's like the struggles that they go through, the different perspectives of things like, obviously, race relations, things that's going on in America during that time. This is 1964. You know, Cassius Clay, he's just beaten Sonny Liston, so they've all gone out to celebrate. And yeah, it's so relevant. I just found the movie so relevant for today.
I got war battles in like, what are you doing for our people? What are you doing for our people? And it's like, because there's such big players in the game, it's like the expectations on what each person can do in their respective fields is that, like, you know, Sam Cooke's a singer. He should be singing more about the struggle rather than singing about love to like white people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's not helping the struggle. And, you know, Malcolm X is a by any means necessary kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that, you know, it's like he's looking at doing things the unpretty way. He's not looking at making friends and stuff like that. And there's a lot of, you know, a bit of friction between them. Good friction.
You're going to have friction, aren't you, though?
Yeah. When you have so many charged particles in one place, it's going to be friction.
Absolutely, man. And like, listen, look, I kind of quickly touched on this, but yeah, the acting I thought was really, really great. All the different actors, they kind of embody those characters, the kind of the heart of those people, I think. And especially like for me, Malcolm X, I thought, you know, he was really, really good. And it just made me wonder, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, he was 22 years old when he became the world champion. 22 years old, man.
So 21. Was he that young as well? Or was he a little bit older? I know he was quite young as well.
Yeah. And Jim Brown, I mean, I don't know much about American football, but this guy was a fullback, and he's the greatest. Now he's renowned, and he's the greatest player, they say, in in American football history. And he had the records, man. He was smashing records, and for the number of passes and for the number of plays, and for the amount of running that he did, and he's smashed all these records. There's a bit in this movie which was really, really shocking at the beginning, and he meets Beau Bridges. There's that actor. He's Jeff Bridges' older brother in real life.
Oh, okay.
In the beginning of the movie where he goes to his house and he's like, "Hey, can we have a bit of a chat?"
Oh, yes.
And,
oh, yeah.
You know what, man? That got me like a slap in the face. Yeah. It was like they're talking.
He's a big star, and they're having a good chat at the porch just outside the house, and you think, oh, okay, it's
just
cool.
Outside the porch,
some lemonade and all that. And then what does he say, Amar? What does he say to him? What does Beau Bridges say to the guy?
He goes like, so Jim Brown says, I can help you. I can help you move stuff. And he's like, no. He goes, that's okay. We don't let black people in the house.
Yeah, he said no. He said no N-words in the house.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
And he's like, and the guy's like, shit. Hold on a second. We just like, I thought you was my. That's when. I'm telling you. That's when. It doesn't matter how big you are. Yeah, doesn't matter how big you are or who you are or whatever. Every now and then they will remind you your place in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and you stay in that place.
Exactly. You know what? And when I watched that scene, I was just like, okay, they're building a rapport and like, okay, they seem pretty close, but then it's like wallop. It's just like a big slap in the face, and you see his reaction afterwards, and then 1964. It doesn't matter. Just like you said, Devaldo, you could be the most famous person in the world, but when it comes to the color of your skin, like people are gonna hate you. Like and that's the time.
Yeah,
know your place, and that is relevant today as it was back in 1960.
Yeah. Crazy.
And I just kind of thought, with me, I feel like as if like it's with cinema, it should be something that obviously is entertaining.
Yeah. But
cinema is something that you can learn from as well. And this is kind of like, for me, even though it's fictional, it is a slice of history because these are real people. And these are real struggles that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it was just like fascinating, man, just to kind of how they recreated that whole thing. The paranoia, Malcolm X, he's nervous, he's anxious.
They
Muhammad
were
Ali,
all
he's still a
faced with
kid.
different pressures, though, weren't they? They were all faced with different pressures. I mean, Malcolm X, all of them, they had pressures of some sort or another. When you get to a certain level where you're seen, as an icon, you got a lot of pressure behind you because you're there in the forefront. You're in people's, you're not in the back of the shadows hiding or anything. So when people see you, they see your actions, they hear about you. That's a lot of pressure to have on you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Absolutely. But why do you think this is so, why is this movie needed? Like, why did they make this movie?
Maybe to really emphasize struggles then and struggles now are quite similar in a way. The struggle is still there. It's a different picture, but it's still the same uh, sort of drivers behind the struggle. It just looks different, different time. And yeah, a lot of people will say it has gotten better in many cases, but
Mm.
there's still some way to go. And even the
Yeah.
people that are at the sort of, the top of their game almost in their respective fields and, are fighting in that
Mm.
struggle, even they will have, a bit of conflict as to what they believe should be done by whom. So it's an interesting one, because this could have been shown with regular cats, but they were showing that the top
Yeah.
cats, so it's
Mm.
still, they're still humans and still have their own perspective. But
Yeah,
a great
man.
film for me.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 8,
Me too.
and yeah, solid 8 for me. But yeah, definitely good to watch. Good to watch on Amazon. Good to
Mm.
watch.
Exactly. And what does it mean, like, Regina? I mean, we're gonna, obviously, this is a great first piece for her, and I'm
Mm.
pretty sure we're gonna see more from her, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I wonder if we can quickly talk about this other film. What do you reckon?
Have we got time for it?
You can quickly sneak it in. I think in a few minutes. This is on Netflix, and originally I put this down as a hidden gem. It's called White Tiger, or
Yeah.
The White Tiger. It might be
What
on.
happens to the Black Tiger?
Well, yeah,
Uh,
good, interesting point.
it's
Yeah,
called
why
the White
not?
Tiger because it's meant to be a really rare thing to happen. So the white tiger is only born every few generations. That's how it's explained in the film. So it's
Oh.
quite a rare thing to happen. So it sort of symbolizes the main character in this film. He's a white tiger. He's from a deprived background. He's struggling, all that kind of stuff. But every now and then, a gem like him is born who can change
Mm.
things. You know. But yeah, this film is based in India, and it's actually it's spoken in English and also in I think that it's in Hindi, the language they
That's
speak
right.
in
Yeah.
this film. And do you know what? This film, I didn't see it coming. That's why I called it a
Yeah.
hidden gem at first. But it's on nationwide release. It's not hidden. It's there for Oscar Oscar nomination. This film is so good, man. I
I
kind of
know,
enjoyed
man.
it more than I enjoyed uh, One Night in Miami. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this
Yeah.
film came out of the blue for me. The main character came out of nowhere. He's such a good
This
actor.
actor.
The
Oh
good
my
actor.
gosh.
It's like all the locations are all, I think pretty much they filmed in locations where people weren't even actors, some of them.
Nah,
And it's like
nah.
this guy, okay,
So when you're seeing the poverty,
yes, it's real.
when you're seeing the rats
Oh,
Yeah,
walking, like, around,
yeah.
man,
yeah,
that is real life.
that's not
This guy's
CGI. That's
this
not.
guy No, it's not. This guy's
No
struggled.
way.
Just in a nutshell, this guy, he's born on the streets. He's got a big family, responsibility. His father. I don't want to spoil it too much, but things happen in his family which mean that he needs to step up and earn money for the family. They all do it a certain way in this setting. Like they're all basically like they call it like I think they call it like the rat race almost, but their version of the rat race where people
Yeah.
always do the certain thing that they need to do, and you don't break away from that mold. But he's like, nah, there's got to be more than this. So he's there to earn money for his family. He's a hustler. He's a real good
Mm.
hustler, and he does what he needs to do to get what he needs to do. But in some respects, he does things the bad way. But his main
Mm.
goal is to provide for his family. So he's willing to do whatever it takes, like Malcolm X said, by any means necessary to get there. And
Mm.
this guy, he's charismatic. He ain't got shit, but what he's got, he'll make the most of it. And this guy,
Yes.
he gets to be, he earns his way to be a driver for a rich family. He gets in there, shit happens. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And it's just like this film is, you know what? This film is so
On
good. It's
so
gotta be
many
seen.
levels, man.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book or anything like that, but it's based on a novel. And when the Netflix they acquired the rights to this, people were like, okay, this is great. This is going to be a good thing, and more people are going to kind of like see it. And I think Priyanka Chopra is in this, and I think she was behind kind of putting. I think she's one of the producers in it of this as well.
Okay,
So kind of
okay.
like pumping a bit of money in it.
Yeah.
But just like Deval said, man, you know what we said about staying in your lane.
Yeah.
Mm.
About kind of knowing, who you are and not deviating from that. This movie is about that in a country where hundreds and hundreds of millions of people are in this rat race. Like it's set in India, where where the population is just incredible, and there's extreme poverty and stuff, and this white tiger, which is what Deval kind of mentioned, was he kind of breaks through what his lane is, and then he kind of takes things into his own hands to make a life for himself. But is that good or is that bad? We don't know. I mean, we're not going to say, but it's an incredible journey, right, Deval?
Really enjoyed this film, man. Literally, I watched it in bed with the missus, and we didn't move, and we just like it's like it was just a good story, well told. This actor,
This is one I definitely got to watch.
Watch it, man. It's
definitely got to watch.
That's why I'm a bit cautious as to hyping it too much and telling too much, because it's the sort of film I didn't know anything about. It was recommended to me actually by Every Day with Erica Joy, who's a friend of the show, and she said to me, "Just watch The White Tiger," and I was like, "What's this?" And I saw the trailer. I thought, I'm not really feeling it, man. I'm glad I watched it. Yeah, it's a good film.
It's great. I love that.
8.5 for me. It was good.
Yeah,
really
man. It's really good movie.
solid.
Yeah.
The whole staying in your lane. Obviously, like if you don't stay in your lane and you flop, then people say, "Oh, we told you." Do you know what I mean?
Told you.
But yeah, when you make it big, like a lot of other people have done, when they've moved out of their lane and then they've made a success of it, then no one tells you any different. They're just,
just to go for it. Have no regrets and go for it. That's what I say.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Sorry for cutting you off there. But I think that is all we've got time for, right, Deval?
Yeah, that's it for today. That's it. Good to have you on the show again, Emmanuel, as usual.
It's always good to come on. It's always.
Yeah. Nice one. So we'll see you again soon, for sure.
Oh yeah, for definite.
Yeah, man. Watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier and let us know what you think.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna binge it. As always, because the reason why I binge it now, and that's my preferred choice, is because I hate cliffhangers where I'm just like having to wait.
I know what you mean, man. I know it's difficult. I know, man. I've been there before. All right, listen. I'm out, guys. Peace. Thank you so much for joining us again, Emmanuel.
Thanks a lot, guys.
We'll do this again. And that's it.
Peace out.
Everyone, peace out.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.